All right, so it is topic 7-4. Today's date is the 29th. That light blue. I keep picking it up. Carlos, can you see it? Yeah? Okay. All right, so our EQ today. How can you divide a decimal by a whole number? Keywords. What do we got going on here? Travis. Yep, we're definitely dividing this topic. Okay, what else? Julian. Whole number. Definitely stands out. What else? Dom. Yeah. Now, something that you wouldn't necessarily think is a keyword, but I want you to notice it, is this right here. Please put a box around that. Please also make sure that you highlight what I've said to highlight. So, we see divide a decimal by a whole number. So if I have a decimal, oops, by a whole, we need to think of turning that into a mathematical sentence. So an example would be a decimal divided by a whole number. So that word by is showing you how it works when you do a mathematical sentence. Now when you see that, you should know which one goes inside the division house. Right? Which one would go inside the division house? Okay, Travis? No. It's always the first number, guys. Always, always. So we would have, so I'm going to change these into numbers to, letters to represent it. So it would be like XYZ being divided by ABC. So the XYZ is inside the division house. Always that first number in your division sentence is what goes inside. Okay? Always. So if we were to set this up, it would be 1.5 divided by 2. Or 1.5 divided by 2. Okay? But you have to, my whole point in having us recognize this helps us put it in a mathematical sentence. So then we can see how we're going to set it up with a division house. Because remember, you get word problems, and it's going to tell you to share cookies with 35 people. You got to think about what you're doing here, what you're dividing, and what you're dividing by. It's not going to tell you. But when it says divided by, then whatever comes next is what goes second in that division sentence. Okay? So we are going to have our word problem. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we need to try to solve this. What would be my first step? What am I doing? Israel, you want to give it a shot? Go for it. Yes, we need to divide, but so we know that. Because if we look back up here, we know that's what we're working on. So I need a little bit more information. Okay, Liam? You have it reversed. So let's take a look at this. First of all, he did say something I'm not sure you guys caught. We have something here. We have Chris and 2 friends that are sharing it equally. So who's sharing? How many people are sharing here? How many people, Kaylee? 3. Don't mess that up and just say it's 2 friends. You have to include Chris. So then we look at it and we go, okay, well, we have $3.60 is being shared by 3 people. That is our mathematical sentence. Now that we have it set up that way, you should be able to use the division house and solve. But something I need you to keep in mind, here we go. Taking a look. The first number, when you're doing a division mathematical sentence, that is the thing, you're writing this in your notes, that is being chopped up. So if it's a cake, right, or cupcakes, it's being shared. Well, that's what's going on here. Or it's the thing that's being passed out, okay? And then this one is the groups it's being put out into, chopped into, shared into, passed out into. So if you understand how this works horizontally and understand the word problem, then you can set up the division house and do the actual correct math. Okay? So we've got $3.60 being shared by 3 people. So what is the division house setup we have here? Julian's the only one that understands. When you look at this horizontal mathematical sentence, which one goes inside the division house every single time, Jesus? Yes, the first one. 3.60 divided by 3 people. Now here's the absolute hardest part in dividing decimals. Hardest part. That's it. Now you divide as we've been dividing for a long time now. Don't even worry about it anymore. Just make sure it ends up in here when we write our final answer. But the division is the same. So, 3 pens shared by 3 people. How many does each person get? Say it. 1. So that is, I'm going to write it over here, my division. What's my next step? Multiply. 1 times 3 is?
3.
Next step. 3 minus 3 is?
2.
Next step. Bring that puppy down. Next step. Repeat. And I'm circling the number I'm repeating with. So now I have 6 divided by 3 is? One person knows it. Thank you for being awake. 2. That's my division. What's my next step? Multiply. 2 times 3 is? Next step. Subtract. 6 minus 6 is? 0. Next step. Bring down. You must, even though it just makes it 0, 0, you must bring it down. Because look at, this 0 has nothing on top of it. You have to finish the math. So that's when I repeat with the lovely 0. 0 pens by shared by 3 people. How many does each person get? 0. That's my division. What's my next step? Multiply. 0 times 3? Next step. 0 minus 0 is? 0. Next step. Bring down. There's nothing to bring down. So what is my final answer? Raise your hand, Jesus. Now, the sentence is a little awkward because it makes it sound like they're sharing $1.20, and so you're going to share 120 divided by 3 and do the math again. But I definitely accept, I can't remember who told me that answer. It's totally fine. It shows me that you took words from the question to make your answer. Just like I tell you, that's how you need to do it. Okay? It's worded a little awkwardly, and that's fine. But do you see how we have to understand what's being shared is first. You must come up with this horizontal number sentence first, because then you can figure out what goes inside the division house. You need to do this so that you can do this properly. Because definitely if you reverse it, you would have 3 divided by 360. Totally could do it. Don't write it. I'm just going to do it in pencil so you can see. If you had 3, if you reversed it because you weren't sure what was going on, what's being shared, we're sharing 3 people with some money. A little weird. But let's just say you got confused. You can do this math. That's actually tomorrow's lesson. Okay? You can do this. You go 1, 2, 1, 2. There's your decimal. Fill in the nest. Pop that puppy up there. And now you divide. Okay? Like I said, that's tomorrow. Don't worry about that. But understanding this will give you the horizontal mathematical sentence, which means then you can solve.